All right, everyone. Thank y'all so much for joining. Let me move that a little bit. Um, yeah, I'm excited. So let's get down to the business part first. I want to thank Sadie's Purpose for sponsoring the show tonight. If y'all don't know, Sadie's Purpose is a nonprofit organization that uh, helps families that are in the NICU with like care packages. So just like day to day stuff that they need as far as just basic toiletries, things to do for the kids, just all kinds of incidental stuff you may or may not think about, like whenever you have to rush your baby to the hospital and then you're stuck up there for a few days and you need things. So Amanda Knight started that, and she she's doing some amazing work. So this is the website, sadie'spurpose.org. You can go there and donate. You can read more about it. Subscribe to Amanda's blog. Follow them on LinkedIn and on Facebook. Yeah, they're just great people, and they sponsored the show tonight, so we're really grateful to them. Speaking of sponsors, if anybody wants to help sponsor the show, shoot me a DM. There's a lot of costs in running it with equipment and software subscriptions and websites and all that kind of stuff. So if anybody's interested in that, shoot me a DM and we'll go over the details. So tonight we have an amazing guest. Delaney Yocom is with us. She is part of Harmony House, which is the biggest family violence shelter or center in Missouri, I believe she said. So I'm just going to bring her out and let her tell us all about it. Hi, Delaney.
Hello.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm
Excited to
excited.
be here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited. We actually talked about this like months ago, right when you first got this job. I was like, you need to come on the show and talk about it. Hey, Sri, how are you, ma'am? Um, I said, hey, Sri, and Siri thought I was talking to her.
Oh man.
And she was like, yes, I'd love to, but uh, let me get a few months under my belt just to kind of see what's going on and all that kind of stuff. So I gave her a little bit. I reached back out to her and I said, hey, let's talk about it. So we had a Zoom call on Valentine's Day. She was actually my Valentine's Day lunch date. Um, and just to see the passion and hear her talking about it and the things they do there. And if you go on the website, and I should have put it, what's the website, um, Delaney, so I can put it up on the.
It is well not you, I told you not to ask me anything
Don't
hard.
ask anything hard right off the bat. I know.
It's www.myharmonyhouse.org.
I should have done this before the show. I meant to.
That's all right. We're doing it now.
Yeah, I'm doing it now. myharmonyhouse.org. Um, just one of the things that really impressed me just by looking at the pictures on the website is that it doesn't look like what you would think of when you think of a shelter. This, you kind of see them on TV or whatever, and there's always this
Mhm.
drab looking place, maybe a renovated rundown hotel looking with a fence around it or whatever. And it looks like a halfway house.
Mhm.
More than, and there's supposed to be another W in front of that.
That's all right.
um, and it looks like a place that is safe. It looks like a place that is um, like a place where somebody can go to heal and kind of get some help.
Yeah.
So, just tell us a little bit about like how many beds y'all have, just some basic stuff about it. And then in a few minutes, I want to talk about the art exhibit. Oh, I lost your vocal again. We lost your voice again. We might need to switch to the other mic, even though it wasn't quite as good of a sound. There you are.
Is that better?
It's a little bit better.
I
We can
feel.
hear.
Sorry.
Oh,
Not good?
yeah. Go ahead.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
We thought we had it fixed. Yeah, so we are a 168 bed shelter. We are located in Greene County, and so we're in Springfield, Missouri. A lot of people think about Missouri and think of these big, big towns like St. Louis or Kansas City, but actually the largest shelter, the largest domestic violence shelter in the state of Missouri is right here in Springfield. And we have, like I said, we have 168 beds, and um, we pretty much remain full right now. I will say because of COVID protocols, we are doing one single person per room or one family per room.
Mm-hmm.
So we are a little bit lower than that. So we're running about half capacity right now. Around 80 people in house, and about half of those are kids. So
Okay.
we have a lot of families here. Um, but yeah, it's a great resource for the community, and like you said, it's cheery. It's I mean it's really beautiful. We have a video tour up on the website for anybody
Mm-hmm.
who's interested in seeing, and it kind of gives you an idea of what it's like to go to shelter. So that's scary thing, the fear of the unknown and not really knowing what you're walking into, and then maybe if you have any of those um, thoughts of what it would be like, it definitely um, it does not fit anything that you might imagine.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. We have, a playground. We have beautiful rooms. We have a large dining area that whenever COVID isn't a factor, families can eat together at a dinner table. We feed our residents 3 meals a day. And it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful space. There are a lot of windows and a lot of natural light. And it's a great place for healing.
Yeah, and you've got a playground for the kids.
Yeah.
Um, this is Alyssa Engel showing up as LinkedIn user. Um, one of the things that stuck out too when we were talking last week was the difference y'all saw in the progress of your residents cutting them back to one family per room
Yeah.
instead of, and I got to thinking about that. And well, like you said, like you put, say like you put four women in a room or two women with their kids or whatever, you got like two really broken, really traumatized people, scared spitless, about what's going on. And they kind of, I would imagine it would kind of feed off each other.
It's just, obviously I can't speak for anyone, but I will say that we've had a lot of great feedback
Mm-hmm.
having a single per room or a family per room. Because yeah, I mean everybody is kind of processing things in their own way, and whenever you really have a dedicated space that's for you to do that within, it just promotes that healing process. So, um, I hope it's easier to go through.
Right.
Um, but we have a lot of great resources here, and even whenever we did have multiple people per room, we have many spaces that allow you to be out of your room
Mm-hmm.
if you're in shelter. So, and we even have like a quiet room, and we have a lot of different activities that go on here. So, luckily, you're not confined to your room the whole time. But
Right.
whenever you do need that space to yourself, we have gotten really great feedback.
Yeah, I would imagine it feels good, especially after, and I don't know, you can explain a little bit in a minute, but like I'm assuming y'all have like different classes and stuff like that during the day, maybe to help
Yeah.
um, people coming out of that situation.
Yes, so we have a lot of different resources available for people. So we have in shelter, we also have outreach services. That's another factor here. So because we can't house as many people, we have a lot of outreach services that are able to help people. And then we have a lot of great referral partners. So um, definitely still call. We always have people, we encourage them to give us a call because we can help them even if it's not coming to shelter, maybe it's putting together a safety plan. But
Hmm.
for those that are in shelter, we have a lot of different resources, and we let them kind of lead things, whether they're looking for financial stability, because financial abuse is a very real thing. Maybe they're looking for financial stability. Maybe they're looking for housing. Whatever that may be, we have those things here. We have in-house counselors. We have family case managers. I mean, we have so many resources for people so that they can identify what they need to move forward.
Yeah. And I'm looking on the website. I'm trying to find the art exhibit or whatever you call it with
There.
the pictures of the. Is it on the website? I don't see it anywhere.
It might be used. I'm trying to
Let's
think of
see.
it.
I know you did a post about it. I can pull that up and share it because I thought it was really, really cool. Um,
So while you're pulling that up,
yeah, tell us about it.
so Standing Together, it's portraits and stories of domestic abuse, and it's a project that Harmony House created in partnership with 7 Billion Ones. That's another organization that is focused on highlighting people, real people, and ours in particular is, oh, there you go. Yeah, so it's life-size portraits of people. So you can see you're standing face to face with people. It's very, very high definition. I mean, the portraits are beautiful. Randy Bacon is the photographer, and you have their stories right there beside the photographs. Um, it's really powerful. I have walked through and I've seen the exhibit many times. Um, and I don't make it through without crying, because it is so powerful, and the bravery of everybody that feels that wanted to share, because it's a lot of very raw personal stories. We also have short films. That's a piece of it. They talk really openly about abuse and the effect that it's had on their lives, and um, it's just really powerful. And so, what Standing Together is doing right now, it's going on a tour um, through the Springfield area for now, but we're hoping that someday it can go even further. And businesses can have the portraits. Right now, it's at one of our banks here in town. They've broken the 19 portraits up to go across multiple branches of their bank, and so you get the exhibit. You can also choose to do a workforce education. There's a workforce education piece to it. So we will come in and talk to you about identifying domestic abuse in the workplace, and how you can be there for your team members, and and it's really cool. The whole exhibit is really powerful, and I love that it's getting a chance to journey around town, and it yeah, you can see there. It's
And
just
that's
looking at how big they are.
yeah, man. That's crazy. I like that y'all took a picture with somebody there as reference, so you can actually
Yes. So you can,
see.
yes. And what you'll notice is the diversity. There are so many people. It doesn't affect. I mean, you'll see that there are men, there are women, there are children. I mean, it's this isn't the sort of thing that just affects. Oh, there are people popping in here. Um,
Yeah, I don't even have that
that's
screen.
everyone.
It
It's so busy.
is so busy. Let me get back to that screen.
Yeah.
One thing that was really I like that y'all or that you posted and that y'all also have. Hey Ella, how are you? That's one of my brand new connections. Um, did y'all have pictures of men up there too? Like that takes. We talked about this last week too. Like as a man, you have that toxic masculinity where you don't want to admit that your partner is beating up on you. You, especially as a man, don't want to admit that a woman is beating up on you. That's that macho, well, toxic masculinity. Um, so the fact that men are willing to do this too and step out, like that is just like mind blowing to me in the best way, you know?
Yeah, it's it's scary to talk about
Yeah.
circumstances, but there is definitely a hesitancy there, I think, to come forward. But we house everyone. All individuals have a right to live a life free from abuse. So
Hmm.
we help everyone. We have resources for everyone, and yeah, getting to see those stories from all the different people is really really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is National Teen Dating Violence Month, right?
Yes, yes. February is National Teen Dating Violence Awareness
Awareness, yeah.
Month. Yes, I might be mixing that up, but yes. So each month we could highlight something. So last month, for instance, it was stalking awareness.
Hmm.
This month it's teen dating violence. And it's, the numbers are really scary. Teens are, they don't know how to navigate dating yet. There are so many unknowns. They're still exploring who they are as people, and it is really prevalent. So
Yeah.
well, a little different. We're posting a lot about it, and I think that so we have a social media person, our marketing director. She does a great job of outlining all of it so that it's a little more understandable. As a parent myself, um, it's really scary.
Yeah.
It's important to talk with our kids. That awareness and education piece is huge.
Hmm.
That's something that we do as well. We go around and we have awareness and education, not just in the workplace, but for a variety of settings.
Yeah.
Because if you know what to look for, then it's easier to maybe stop it in time. So,
And I guess I've never really thought about it. Maybe because I'm so old, but that teen dating violence is really a thing.
yes,
Um, and maybe it's because I can't wrap my head around ever doing that. You know, you kind of you kind of tend to view the world through your lenses.
right.
Um, so just to think about like that kind of stuff is going on so young.
Hmm.
You know, you've got guys being dickheads and girls that are, you know, just really emotional or emotionally vulnerable, especially as a teenager, you know, with, yeah.
Something to really note though, domestic violence isn't a single instance of aggression. It isn't a single instance of it's not an outburst. It's a pattern of coercive behavior. So there is definitely among teens very emotional, very emotional.
Hmm.
There's a lot of learning going on, but that's something to really note that it's a pattern of abuse,
Hmm.
coercive behavior. So, and it usually doesn't start off with any massive red flags. It's very
Right.
insidious. I mean, it kind of if we were to jump right to the big scary stuff that we tend to think of as domestic violence, and it probably wouldn't last very long. But a lot of times it's just a steady march toward power and control.
Hmm.
Um, so it's just things to keep in mind, and that's again the awareness piece is getting that out there. And some of these, I think they call them pink flags. These are
Mm.
they're not big waving red flags. They're kind of more subtle.
Subtle. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what exactly is your role with Harmony House? What do you do there?
So I'm the development director. I am in charge of different fundraising activities. I help with the events. We have wonderful committees that help us with those. Anytime there's a third party event, so say there's a business that wants to hold a fundraiser or a donation drive, I'll help them kind of navigate what that looks like, kind of help them with what they need. But we have a couple of big events that are Harmony House driven um, as well. So there's the Purple Party, and that's coming up in April. And then we have a couple other ones, but our other big one is eye care.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a big social media campaign. So we have a couple of those that we're heavily involved with. We have there's a Big Shots Golf here in Springfield, and we have a Big Shots Golf event. We have something called the Halloween Hustle. We have oh, I'm probably forgetting one, but
Lots of things, all the things.
yes, we have a lot of them. And it's really cool to see the community come together. As the development, person, I get to see. I'm kind of on both sides, right? I
Mm-hmm.
am privy to some of the really scary parts of humanity and some of the really scary things that people can do to each other. But I also get to see the really beautiful side of humanity and the caring people um, that we have in this world, and especially our community. Um, I have to say, Springfield is such a generous, loving community. We have so many people that genuinely care and they really want to help, and so it's an interesting dynamic to be in a development role at a place like Harmony House.
I
But
bet, but I bet it's good too for you to see both sides,
yes,
so
yeah,
you don't get bogged down in seeing the crap.
yeah, yeah. I'm a really empathetic person,
Mm-hmm.
so it really is important to be able to see both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and I mean, every day you walk in and you see people who just continue to show up for the people that need them. So our whole team, even those that aren't in development necessarily, our whole team, they show up for everybody every single day. We have volunteers. We have so many volunteers, and um, yeah, they just remain positive and ready to come in and help and be what they need to be that day for the people that
Mm-hmm.
need them.
I think that's important too, is to be what they need to be, not what
Not what you
you.
project what they need.
Right, exactly. Like, don't go in there with an agenda.
Right.
Okay, what do you need today?
Yes. Yep.
Basically the same. It's the same but different. Going into the prisons, doing prison ministries, you don't go in with this agenda. Okay, this is what I'm going to do today. Especially if you're doing one-on-one ministry with the guys,
Mm-hmm.
you go in there. Okay, what do you need today?
Right.
And you just put your agenda, your thoughts aside,
Mm-hmm.
and because that's what ministry is all about. And this is it's a type of ministry. Um, what you're doing really, because you're helping the ones that need help.
Yes. Yep. There's no strings attached. There's no agenda. You're just there for them. Helping them work through things. But that's a big part of it is just being there and being present.
Hmm.
So, and our case managers and all the people who work directly with the residents, they do a really great job of that, and of um, allowing for dignity,
Yeah,
because that's really important.
yeah,
As always remembering that.
yeah. I bet. Um, so what percentage of your residents do you think at any given time are men? And like, tell us a little bit about that if you can. Like, is it harder? And I don't even know the correct terminology, to treat or help or whatever, to help the men than it is the women? Like, are they harder to get through to, or
I don't know. I mean, I haven't encountered enough feedback to really
Mhm.
give a good answer for that.
Yeah,
Um, and I will have to get the statistics on the number of males that we have in shelter on any given basis. I know that we usually have one or two, but um, that's just been since I've been here. I mean, this is just
yeah,
a very very small snapshot in time. Um, just the past 3 months, which is so weird because it feels like forever,
yeah.
and yet very very new. Every day I encounter something that I don't know, and that's but it's really neat to be able to learn and have such a supportive team. Um, I I absolutely love the team here.
Yeah,
And yes, everybody is so genuinely kind, and it's I don't know, it's really cool. I
Yeah.
enjoy coming to work. I worked from home for about a year straight,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was nervous about coming into an office
Right.
again. But everybody is so nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, one thing, a lot of y'all know this, some of you may not. Before I, played for the other side, I was a cop, and in police academy, they told us that there's not really a good statistic on um, the amount of men that are involved in a domestic uh, abusive relationship because they don't want to report it. There's
Mhm.
lots of statistics for the women, but there's not as many for men. So whenever, and I know I said this a minute ago, but so when they do come out and they do want to share their story, to me, that's really powerful. Especially like to have their picture up there. Like I'm still kind of blown away in the best possible way by that. Like,
Mhm.
because most guys don't want to admit to that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, as far as um, the statistics go overall, not I can't necessarily speak for here in Harmony House. It's 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men, and like you said, we don't actually know. I mean, I think just overall, it's really underreported.
Mm-hmm.
All across everybody, because there is such as people are just afraid. It's largely based on fear, but uh, yeah, 1 in 4 that we know of, and we have for anybody out there who is, I don't know, maybe they want to kind of hear that side. We do have survivor stories on the website,
Mm-hmm.
and we have at least one that I know of. Um, a gentleman shared his experience, and I mean, it's just all of them are powerful. It's a really unique perspective,
Yeah.
one that you usually think about. So it's
Yeah.
really nice. I like that we have that there for that reason.
Yeah.
Help
100%.
see. Um, I think that the big thing to keep in mind is abuse. You know what I mean? It's psychological. It's
Mm-hmm.
financial. It's it's not always as um, I guess as in your face as full on violence.
Right.
It's a lot of other things.
Mm-hmm. And I guess y'all help people too that it's not just physical abuse, it's emotional abuse,
Right.
all that kind of stuff. All of it counts. So y'all help everybody.
Yeah. And I mean, you never really know. You never know what people are going through.
Mm-hmm.
It's the kind of thing it's not just one demographic that's experiencing domestic abuse or domestic violence. It's everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, just always being aware of that, I think, is really important.
Yeah. 100%.
Mm.
So if people wanted to get involved, there is a place to donate on the website, right?
Yes.
And there's a list of all the upcoming events,
Mm-hmm.
um, and a video tour. The video tour is really cool. I had a
And
chance to watch just a little bit of it the other day. I didn't get to watch all of it, but it was really cool.
yeah, it's nice because it's kind of, especially right now, it's hard to get a chance to come in and see shelter. So
Mm-hmm.
to be able to see it from, a nice video overview is really cool. But yeah, we have all sorts of different ways to get involved with Harmony House. For those who aren't local, monetary giving is always a possibility. We have all sorts of volunteer opportunities for anybody who is around here. Um, we can. It's a nonprofit. Sorry, am I allowed to answer the questions that pop up? It's
Yep.
uh, it's
And
a
how is it funded?
So we have grants, we do fundraising, we have all sorts of different ways that we're able to fund. But yes, it's a nonprofit. We've been around since I think it's 1976.
Oh wow.
So it's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
And we just came over into the building that we're in now, the one that you'll see the tour of in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we've got a lot of different ways to get involved. I think what you saw on the website was probably our Change Makers program,
Mm-hmm.
which is really cool. It's a monthly giving program, and you can choose, however much you want to give. But I like it because the team put together kind of a quick snapshot of, okay, so $25. This is what $25 would do, or $35. That's a night in shelter for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
$50 I think feeds oh feeds I don't remember, a child for 2 days or something like that. You have to look back at it again. But I really like that breakdown because it gives you an idea of, okay, this is what my money could be doing whenever I give to support our new house and the new residents there.
Let's see if I can find that.
I really like the breakdown. I tried to memorize it, but then I got nervous.
There it is.
There we go. Okay. Yeah.
Where are we at? Here we are. Yeah, so for $25 a month, 2 days of hot meals.
Mm-hmm.
$35 a month is 24 hours of safe shelter, and $50 a month is 4 days, and support services for a child.
Right. And again, about half of those in shelter right now are children. So we do have a lot of children. Um, we have some pets in shelter. We have some support animals.
That is awesome.
Yes, I love getting to see all the good babies, the little the little fur babies.
Yeah. I know if I had to leave, it would break my heart to have to leave my dogs.
Pets are a control factor in a lot of relationships.
Mm-hmm.
We actually have a portion of our website about that and about how pets can be used against
Mm-hmm.
a relationship, and it's really unfortunate. Actually, one of our standing together stories outlines an experience with that, and it's heartbreaking. I mean, it's heartbreaking any way you look at it, but yeah.
Yeah, but when you think of just all the different ways, like even something is using the kid's pet against them or the spouse's pet against them, as a control method, it's just really shitty.
Yes. It's there's yeah, it's like I said, it's really sad what people are capable of and the things that people do to each other, but being aware of that and being a part of the solution, um, I don't know, for me it's been helpful in kind of processing all of that.
Yeah. So what do y'all have to do like for the kids? I know y'all have a playground. What other kind of stuff do y'all do with the kids there?
So we have a really nice play area, and a lot of the way that we have things set up. So we have, for instance, an adult area, an adult and teens room with all glass looking out into a children's play area. So
Mm-hmm.
you need to have, it kind of feels more like a living room environment. The kids
Mm-hmm.
they kind of keep an eye on everybody. Um, we've got, we have resources for children in shelter. We have therapy and all sorts of things available for the kids. The playground, which is it's a great playground. We also have a garden, which is really cool. We have a little,
Really?
yes, we have. Obviously, right now it's not looking so great, but
Well, it is February in Missouri.
yeah, it's pretty cool whenever they start harvesting the things that they worked on. We have I think it's called Friends of the Garden. They come out and they help teach just how to harvest, how to grow things so that you can grow your own food. And so we use a lot of that whenever we're making meals here in shelter, which is really cool to have.
And that's really therapeutic too. Like just getting out there and playing in the dirt and messing with something else living and
Mhm.
nurturing it and watching it grow and all that kind of stuff is just really therapeutic.
Yes. And we're gonna have we have we're working on getting a greenhouse. So we will have
Okay. Year round.
really year round. Yes, yes. It's I'm very excited for that.
Yeah.
Um, and I think everybody else will be too. Yes, it is. It's great therapy. It's I don't know. It's very grounding to.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. We have a lot of. I mean, a lot of things that surprise people. A lot of things that surprised me that I have been involved or been aware of Harmony House for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Always loved their mission and what they're doing. But even I didn't know the extent of the services that we provide, um, and just how um, like every step of the process is put together with – yes, life lessons can be learned through – yes, I mean there's so much. It's really – I always loved being out in the garden, so
Yeah.
it's neat to see that and to know that we have that. But every bit of the programs and things that we have in shelter are designed to to put our residents first and to really think about them and to really think about how can we make this easier, because it is
Mm-hmm.
difficult. Um, so right down to being able to garden,
Yeah.
have a quiet area on a bench out overlooking the playground. It's really beautiful. And we're constantly evaluating everything that we have going on. And is this the best option? Is this the best choice? What's the feedback that we're getting on this? Because we do ask for honest feedback. And how is this going? Is this helpful to you? And that's what's really impressive to me is that it's not nothing is ever stagnant. There's always that level of awareness of what can we do? What can we do better?
Mm-hmm. I think it's really cool too. Excuse me. That y'all try to make it as home-like as possible.
Yeah.
So it's not like this clinical looking place or this sterile looking place. It's homey, it's warm, it's inviting,
Hmm.
um, which I would imagine makes a whole lot of difference to the residents that are there,
Yes.
where
Yeah.
it feels like a safe place rather than, for lack of a better word, a doctor's office or somewhere, that's just
Right.
really drab and sterile and all that kind of stuff.
Yes. It's nice to have it. It's all your environment can affect your mood.
Mm-hmm.
Really affect the way you process things. And yeah, we've got a beautiful environment. Um, but yeah, it's all set up to feel like that, and right down to the food that is provided. We have some really good food that comes to our kitchen. They do a wonderful job.
Yeah.
have we have a great kitchen team and a lot of volunteers in the kitchen.
The food is a big deal too. Like it
It
can
is.
it can really mess with somebody, like just from the prison standpoint, when you're eating, slop or frozen stuff all the time, it can mess with you.
Yeah.
So just the fact that you pay attention to that is awesome.
Yes. And there are snacks out. So we have cereal out all the time. We have coffee made. Um, we have baby food. We have all kinds of things out so that you feel like you're popping down to the kitchen to get a snack or and that part's cool to me. I don't know, just being able to grab yourself a little snack is just an
Yeah.
extra touch that yeah.
But you don't
Feels
have to go ask for something. It's already there for you to get if you want it.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, I like
it's,
that. I like snacks too. So that would make a
a lot of
difference.
my feedback is purely based on the food.
You're right. Oh, and the food is great.
It's great. Snacks,
And
lots of them.
lots of snacks. Yep. Um, that's in my headline, as a matter of fact. Always looking for a snack. Um,
Wait, I did. Oh, see that.
yeah,
I should have played it off like I knew that.
that would be cool, Linka.
Oh, that's so cool. Yes, please message me. Thank you so much.
She does some really cool artwork. Not not all of it is kid appropriate, but it's really really cool. It's really beautiful. I mean, it's not like graphic or anything, but
Okay.
um, but she does other stuff too. That's what she was talking about, not the ones I do now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's an amazing artist. What was I fixing to say? Lincoln got me thrown off.
We were talking about snacks.
We were talking about snacks. Dadgummit. I'll remember in a minute. By the time we get off of here, I'll remember. Damn it was a question. Yeah, she had said something earlier, and I did not bring it up because you were in the middle of talking. There it is.
I'm sorry to hear that. And that's the thing, is it's so prevalent. And then, like you said, a wonderful surgeon.
Yeah, Andrew Bennett's another snacker. Damn. It was a good question too, man. That irritates me when I do that. Linka messed me up. It's okay, Linka. Anyway, damn, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Oh shit.
Well, I'll be quiet so that you can think of it.
No, it's okay.
Has to think of this question. I'll take my Sonic drink.
Oh well. Now I can't think of another question because that one's stuck. You got me all messed up tonight, Linka. It was something to do with the kids. It's the snacks.
Kids and the snacks. Well, the kids, I'll say a little bit about whenever you come to shelter with your children, for instance. That can be kind of a scary thing, right? The whole process of whenever you come in and you're doing the intake and everything. We have a great little area for whenever you're having those meetings, whenever you're talking through things. There's actually, again, one of those rooms with a window. The kids can play. The kids can have their own, kind of do their own thing while the parent talks with one of our case managers about what's going on. And so it's a nice way to kind of separate. They don't have to, kind of relive anything. So you think through that whole process.
Right. So y'all have really thought of everything as much as you possibly can and constantly reevaluating. Yes. I love that. I remembered and I wrote it down while you were talking so I wouldn't forget again. Y'all do all of this and do not charge the residents anything.
We do not. Nope.
That is absolutely amazing because even like homeless shelters charge the homeless people, a lot of them, X amount per day or per night. That is absolutely amazing. And is there a limit on how long they can stay?
No, there's not. We actually, originally, I think 90 days was kind of just like an idea of an average stay. Really come to be here with that. We removed that because, anytime you have a time limit and you're trying to process a lot of trauma, it just kind of hangs over your head, right?
Mm-hmm.
That, oh man, I only have 6 days left, 30 days. I don't know. It's been, it hasn't necessarily increased the length of stay that people are here. They have however much time they need.
I bet that makes a lot. I bet that helps a lot. Thinking it takes some of the stress off the residents.
It does.
Thinking that, oh my God, I'm halfway through. What am I going to do? I've only got 45 more days and I have to leave. And you know what I'm saying?
And a lot of times housing. It's hard to get into housing
right.
in a amount of time to kind of correct some of the different things that might prevent someone from being able to get into housing. which we have a lot of really great community partners
Mm-hmm.
that work with us. But I mean, even those situations can sometimes be full. So
Mm-hmm.
people just manage housing, childcare, all the different things that that goes into removing yourself from a situation and trying to get yourself into a better one. It takes time, and sometimes that could be more than 90 days.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I like that we don't have that time limit. Like I said, it hasn't necessarily increased the length of stay.
Right.
It just allows those people, the average length of stay, I should say,
Mm-hmm.
just allows people a little more time to do what they need to do, kind of at the pace that feels right for them.
Right. It takes the pressure off of them to get everything done in 90 days.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a lot to process. It's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot.
Um,
Do y'all help with like placing them in jobs too? Do y'all have community partners that help y'all with that? Because I would imagine like a lot of the power and control thing would be for the women not to be working.
yeah, it is. It's a huge piece of it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not allowed a vehicle. You're not allowed a phone. You're not allowed to work. So yeah, helping people get placed in jobs. That's a big part of it as well. That's part of that financial stability.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe you already have a job and you just need to work on another aspect of your financial stability, or you
Mm-hmm.
need to work on figuring out how to manage a budget on your own now
Mm-hmm.
because you haven't been allowed to be a part of that in the past. Um, that's a big piece of the services that we provide is helping people with that. But yeah, um, there are so many. We actually have the power and control wheel posted on our website, and there are so many different facets to it. But one of those is again financial abuse,
Mm-hmm.
removing that security because it's a lot harder to leave
Right.
under those circumstances.
And you know what comes to mind a lot of times is thank you Hollywood is the white trash guy and the wife beater shirt living in Redneckville, but domestic abuse looks like anybody.
Yeah. It happens across all demographics. It doesn't look any one certain way. Uh,
Right.
it's not the way it's portrayed in the movies. Um, so, and that's I think a big part of what makes it so difficult to identify, right? Is because you have these preconceived notions.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and it's not one thing. You can't pin it down. It's, yeah, it's kind of scary.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter how much money you make or how little you make or where you live, it can happen. And y'all don't take people just from Springfield, do you?
No, so we have a lot of people in this area, that need the resources that we provide, but we have people from outside Greene County and outside this area um, that do come to shelter. It just depends on if we have a bed available.
Mm-hmm.
So however things kind of play out, depending on whenever somebody would call. But our hotline is available 24/7. You'll always get a person when you call. And even if you don't get a room in shelter, again, we help with safety planning, help connect you with other resources because sometimes that first call is really hard to make, right? That's really scary. It's hard to do. So being able to be matched with a resource right away
Mm-hmm.
is really helpful.
So what all does like your outreach stuff entail? Um, we've
Uh,
talked a lot about the in-house stuff and when people are in shelter. What kind of resources do y'all offer out of shelter?
So some of our we have outreach team members that are, I guess it kind of mirrors some of the. I'm so sorry. Are you able to hear the person outside my door? Okay. I
No.
is just able to hear right now. So, um, it's. I think it kind of mirrors a lot of the resources that we have available on site. They're just helping navigate how to find your way out of the situation. Whether that's getting into housing, whether that's finding a job, all of that. So,
Cool. That's awesome. Does anybody else have any questions before I start doing the wrap up stuff? Delaney, this has been awesome. Like I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed this conversation just as much as I did the one last week. I love what you guys are doing. And just the broad spectrum of things that y'all offer, like the way you really break it down and try to meet every single need and think about it ahead of time. You know, like even as something as simple as having the kids outside while you're talking to the parents, so the kids don't have to hear about it, but with a window there so the parents can still see the kid. You know, like that's just it's those little things, so that attention to detail.
Mhm. Yeah, it's no, thank you, Linda. Oh, somebody volunteer work for organization. So we have volunteer orientation, I think at least once a month. You can sign up through the website, and you have a volunteer. You have somebody who coordinates all of that, and so they can help you go through the process to become a volunteer. We are hiring for multiple roles right now, so we post those on Indeed. I think there might be a link on our website too. Um, but yeah, there are a lot of different opportunities to do both, to volunteer and work here right now. Um, it's speaking from a team member standpoint, a wonderful employer. Um, they take really great care of us
Mm-hmm.
so that we can take really great care of the people who are coming to shelter. Um, Again, that same level, that thoughtful piece of it is applied to team members as well. So, which I think is a beautiful thing. It's a wonderful place to work.
Yeah, that is awesome. So go to the website. You
Yeah.
can look at the volunteer opportunities there. Look at the job postings. Take the video tour. Just see how really awesome this place is and how really beautiful it is. You can donate there, like we brought up on the screen earlier.
Mhm.
One-time donation, or set it up to come out once a month if that's something you feel like you're led to do. Um, yeah, and this is awesome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This has been
Yeah.
it. Was a little scary at first, but this has been awesome. I love being able to see the chat that's going on as well. This is pretty cool. I like what you have going here, Chris. This is great.
Yeah, thank you very much. There's even a cool little, I don't ever bring it up because it can get really distracting, but there's
Oh,
even a way to, it won't start doing it until more chats start coming in, but then all the chats will populate actually on screen.
oh my goodness.
That gets really distracting because then you've got comments here, and then I've got LinkedIn pulled up over here, so I don't ever turn that on, but yeah, it's just a pretty cool feature.
It's the fanciest LinkedIn Live in all the land. So fancy.
I love it.
That should be my new headline. All right.
It should be. Oh, I should put that in my headline. The fanciest LinkedIn Live in all the land. -- Delaney Yocom.
Yes. You're welcome.
Um, oh, I need to write this down. Fanciest, because I do my Tuesday posts are always streaming tips,
Okay.
and I'm going to incorporate that quote somehow
Oh goodness.
in my post tomorrow. I don't know how yet, but I'm going to do it. That's awesome.
Man.
So this Wednesday coming up, where am I at? The 23rd. On Ending the Stigma, we have Hank Atone with us. His mom, Krista Scamahorn, was my first guest of the season. She came on and told her perspective of having a son that had been started doing drugs in. Hey, Darren. Thank you for showing up, sir. And this is going to lead right into this. Her son started doing drugs and got in trouble as a teenager, spent a lot of years in and out of jail, in prison. He's been out now for a while. Yeah, just the streaming tips, Andrew, just the streaming tips. He's been out for a while now, and he's just doing absolutely phenomenal. So she was my guest the first show of the season, where she told her what it was about from the perspective of a mother that has a kid that's messing up. So he's going to be on and tell his side of the story now, which is really cool. And I connected with Darren Wallace Saturday or Sunday. He is a retired Texas prison system warden, and he now works for a company in Dallas called Cornbread Hustle that is a second chance staffing agency. The only people they deal with are people that are in recovery or coming out of prison. And they help these people get real legitimate jobs, not like minimum wage paying stuff, like real legitimate make a living kind of jobs. So I thought it was really cool that Darren, and it's really coming being a former inmate, it's really hard for me to call him Darren and not Warden Wallace. I really thought it was cool that Darren is an ex-warden for the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, and now he's working in a role that helps people getting out of prison get real jobs. So I think that it's just absolutely phenomenal. I told my pastor about it yesterday. He's an ex-con too, and I think it's just phenomenal that he does that. Like, it really did my heart good to see somebody that worked in the criminal justice system now out helping people, helping inmates or helping offenders coming out of prison. Like, it just made me feel all warm and runny inside. So, hey Val, you're just in time to say goodbye. So yeah, Hank will be on with us on Ending the Stigma with Nathan and I on Wednesday, and then on the 28th, next Monday, we have Anna Karras. She's a financial advisor, and we're just going to chit chat and talk about how she got into financial advising. And I really don't know what we're going to talk about, to be honest with you. I just wanted to come on. He's staring now, right? He's just staring now. You're retired. Thank you. So yeah, I think that's it. Delaney, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us tonight. I hope you kind of relaxed a little bit as we went into it, and you didn't seem nervous at all. So you were good.
Well, I am a far better actress than I thought.
And the Academy Award goes to.
I will accept it.
All right, y'all. We will see y'all. And Delaney, don't run off. I'm gonna play an outro video, but don't run off. We will see y'all on Wednesday. Thank y'all for coming.